YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you taking the time to click on the video today. If you haven't already or you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like. I greatly appreciate it. Welcome to a new series. This is taking place of the reallocation of the conferences by geography. This is going to be a relegation style dynasty. As you can see, we're Kennesaw State. They are by far the lowest overall. I shouldn't say by far. They're tied with three other schools. But going through their roster, this is by far the worst roster. There's like a couple, and you'll see it in a little bit, but there's a couple high 80s and low to mid 80s, and then some high 70s that really drag this roster up. But to me, this is by far the worst roster to play with. They are new in the FBS system. I believe it's their first time here. If you know that they've been up in the FBS, leave a comment on the video letting me know when that was. But for those who don't know what relegation is, it is pretty prevalent in the soccer world or the football world, especially overseas. In England, the Premier League is one of the best examples of it. The Premier League is the top echelon league, and if you finish in the bottom, I think it's the bottom like 4 teams, get relegated down to the league below it. So they make less money, that different type of stuff. So in turn, if the Premier League is losing those 4 teams, that league from below them are going to send them 4 teams so they get promoted. So it's a relegation if you go down, it's a promotion if you go up. So we're going to do that within the conferences in the FBS football world. So to show you kind of the conference idea, here's a spreadsheet that I created. It's all color-coded and different things. I'll explain that here in a second. So as you see, there are 4 independents, and these are the lowest overall schools. How I got Jacksonville State in there is because they play in the Conference USA. So the Conference USA was rated the worst conference in college football this year. So, and these are the orders from best to worst. I put independent on the bottom just because the outside of Notre Dame, the 2 independents are pretty mediocre. So, they fit pretty solidly where they needed to be overall wise. So down here, they're all organized by overall. Then within that, they are from the worst conference on the top to the better conference towards the bottom. Within the conference, so you see these purple ones right here. These purple ones are all from the MAC. So what I did was I went to the MAC standings, and from worst to best, top to bottom, within those conferences. Same thing here with the Conference USA, the MAC again. This is the Mountain West, so on and so forth. So that's how I got all these teams in these conferences. And from worst to best are here up on the top as well with all these teams, and they are then put into those conferences. So Conference USA is the worst, the MAC, American, so on. I'm going to explain this briefly. So there's an opportunity for these 4 independents to get put into Conference USA. The way that they do that is they have a better record than these teams, the bottom 4 teams in the Conference USA, whoever that is at the end of the year. Okay? So then, outside of that, we are going to have the bottom 2 teams from each conference go down and get relegated. The top 2 from each conference get promoted. So say that UConn and Western Michigan end up at the bottom of the MAC conference. They will go down to Conference USA. Ball State and Bowling Green end up being the top 2 in Conference USA. They'll go to the MAC. Then Air Force and App State is the top 2 in the MAC. They would join the American. The bottom 2 from American would drop down to the MAC, so on and so forth. And I'll show that at the end of the year. It's easier to show you than to talk about it. But I just wanted to show you that the level of conferences, Big Ten is the best. So you'll see that they have the likes of Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Florida State, all those teams in there. Then it's the SEC, Big 12, so on and so forth. So that's kind of the idea within these or this particular dynasty save. I'm super excited about this. I did this early on in the game. I created a university, and I kind of did it for a couple of years, playing each game, and that was on Twitch when I had a little bit more time to stream and whatnot. So this time we are going to really be playing the moments more than anything else, I think. So we'll be playing the moments, so you'll get to see like 2 or 3 games an episode. This episode's probably going to be only 2. Just simply because of all the extra setup stuff that we are going through here. So first things first, I want to show you the schedule here's the schedule. It's a pretty unique one. And the reason why is because I tried to play everybody in a conference outside of the Big Ten, because there's 12 conferences, but I need to play all 3 in the independents. So with only 13 games, that only leaves 10 conferences left outside of the independents. 10 games left outside of the independents. So I went all the way up until that point. So here's the schedule. We have Buffalo, Northwestern, Duke. All 3 games are away to start the year. Then we have a bye. Then we're at home against Wisconsin. We travel to Rutgers. We have Jacksonville State and Akron at home before we travel to UL Monroe. Then we have 2 bye weeks. Then we host Georgia State, host Washington State, host Western Michigan, and then we finish the year at Marshall. So some of these might feel like they're the lower tier schools. Washington's an 81, Marshall's an 80, Rutgers is an 81, Wisconsin's an 85, Duke's an 81, Northwestern's an 80. So they're not like prestigious schools, right? But we got to give ourselves a chance. Also, Georgia State is a rivalry game for Kennesaw because they're both in Georgia. So I wish we could have played Georgia Southern, but they're both in the same conference. So that's the schedule. That's how it looks for the independents. And if we stay in the independents, that's going to be how we kind of approach it moving forward. And once we get up to another conference, I'll explain what the schedule will look like there. Next thing that I'm going to show you is the team. And like I said before, this one is wild. Here are my starting quarterbacks. 2 sophomore redshirt sophomores. Both throw right-handed, which is nice. One's an improviser with 83 speed. One is a scrambler with 83 speed. The improviser actually has better acceleration, throw power. The scrambler has better accuracies, hence why he's going to start probably. But the improviser, Bohannon, might see the field. He has pull down where Bryson doesn't have anything. Running backs, 79 overall. Look at the speed. I mean, it's atrocious. Acceleration, change of direction, just not good at all. Receiver-wise, we do got a couple that we need to keep an eye on. We do have a 90 overall. He's a junior. He's only a 90 speed, sorry. We do have Wallace, who is a 94 speed, who's probably going to be a slot guy, and Dobson as well down here with 93 speeds, probably going to be in the slot. Tight ends, not a whole lot of speed. We got a platinum ability, though, as balanced. I don't know really what that does. And then we have a blocking tight end and a vertical tight end with 73 speed. Our starting tackle is a 70 overall. Our left guard is a 73. Our center is a 70. Our right guard's a 70, who's a freshman. Our right tackle is a 69 overall. Left end, we have an 80. Here's one of those 80 players that kind of pull up the overall a little bit. As you can see, it's a 73 across the board. I didn't see a 73 overall on offense, to be honest with you, but there we are. 75 with 73 speed, a 74 with 76 speed. He might play a little bit more than Miles does, at least in the rush type of stuff. The one thing we do have here is strength, which is solid, but overalls are terrible. So, oh boy, 78 overall with 80 speed. Hobson is going to be one of the better players on our defense. 80 overall with 80 speed. Johnson's going to be fine as well. He's a sophomore. Outside of that, we're terrible. 77 speed. Kimball might play. I mean, I'm not even joking. 77 speed. We're going to put Kimball to start, I think. Corners, here's an 83 and an 80. Again, one of those things where we pull up the overall a little bit. But these two are pretty solid. 90 speed, 94 speed, even 78 overall with 90 speed is fine. Ross with 91 speed is going to play over Sawyer. Just, again, speed-wise, 76 for our free safety, 70 overall. Otherwise, we're rocking with a 59 overall. So not a whole lot of good overalls here on the team. It's 3 kickers. I don't know why. None of them really have big kick power. And then we have a punter who has 91 kick power. The next thing that I'm going to show you is the recruiting board. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, I think, with the 5 stars and the 4 stars. We might have to pull the trigger awfully quick on these. But here's the reality of the situation. We have 85 players on our roster. We have 79 normal development players. We have only 6 impact, no star and no elite developments. We have 52 1-star players, 26 2-star players, which only leaves us 7 3-star players on our roster. And oh, by the way, 2 of those 7 are a kicker and a punter. So we are in a tough spot roster-wise. So what I ended up doing was I went to 5 stars and I went to our pipelines. And although they're only bronze pipelines, level 1s, we're going to give it a shot with the 5 stars. The kind of the same thing here with 4 stars, but we went to level 2. And that's kind of where we sat. Again, we might have to bow out of these early, which is okay. Then we went and we found 3 stars that had gems, and that's really where we're going to hang our hat on this year, I think. For recruiting and maybe even next year as well. So we're gonna try to get cheeky with the 5-star and the 4 stars, but I don't think it's gonna work very well. Also, the people that we came and we scouted, we were already kind of on their radar. We did get one insta commit. He's a field general quarterback. I don't know how I really feel about it, but we offered some people that we were number 1 on as well. So only 450 points. We are probably only going to have like 350 points a week. So trying to get these 4 stars and 5 stars to commit is probably going to be tough, especially when we're going against the likes of the Georgias, the Florida States, Floridas, the Alabamas, the Auburns, all in the Big Ten or the SEC at this point in time. So that is a look at recruiting early. We're here in week 1, as you can see, and kind of how we assumed, right? We were not going to be able to put up a good enough fight for these 4 and 5 star players. So we're going to go ahead and get locked out of almost all of them. However, the elusive back is keeping us on the board. So we're actually going to go hard after him. He's the 4th best player in the nation. So we're going to put 50 points on him. Is it going to handcuff us on a lot of other things? Probably. But look at this. In the ones that we're in first on, majority of the other teams aren't even offering them. So we're sitting really solid with the ones that we're in first place. We're going to obviously go ahead and like add 5 points here to give him a little bit more of a boost. We're the top of the thing because we got one instant commit. That's crazy. But like, so like one of these, like this guy, we are in second, so we're probably going to go ahead and put 25 on him. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to fill out our class and allocate points. All right. After the recruiting is all filled out, we get to hop into our first game. This is against Northwestern. Again, like I mentioned in the schedule, Northwestern's not like a big powerhouse football program, but they do play in the Big Ten originally, right? Not in this save, but they're an 82. So they do, I mean, they're way better than we are, right? So although it doesn't look like we're playing any like powerhouse schools, we are playing much better schools than us. All right, we're here at Northwestern. Again, just a reminder, we're going to start by playing the moments. We have a third down, and they're going to score a touchdown. Well, all right, then. What was that? Oh, man. Well, our offense is... They are... They're kind of... What am I trying to say? Holy... They are answering. Oh, my goodness. I almost just felt like I was having a stroke or something. Good Lord. They're answering the good drive by Northwestern, which you saw ended in a touchdown. We're going to go ahead and roll out. We're going to hit our tight end. He's going to pick up the first down and get us inside the 10-yard line. I've never played as Kennesaw State's with their playbook, but it looks like they have a little bit of option stuff in there. As we walk into the end zone, Agent Zero finds his home in the end zone. Touchdown. Owls. As I was saying, I haven't really played as Kennesaw State, period. One exhibition game I played with them, but I didn't use their playbook. So we'll have to see what we got here for the playbook and different things. Like I said, I've seen some option stuff, which I really enjoy running. So we'll really have to work with that as well. We get Bryson to get to a second and inches. Gonna go to another read option. Oh, I should have got that. Whoops. He like started to attack, but then he got stuck. So
teams are in different conferences. Maybe the biggest thing and the thing that keeps coaches up at night, dealing with the transfers.
4th and 1, do we take the points? I don't think we do on the road. I think we gotta go for this. Send the message to the team that we're not here to bow down to a bigger school, but we cannot get there if we turn it over on downs. And it looks like they scored a long touchdown. That's tough. All right, let's hope Bernard gets over the top here. It's not looking like he is. We hit the wrong button. Well, this is getting from bad to worse. Here in our first game at Kennesaw State. They hit their tight end. He's going to get down to the 2-yard line. Can't really play man with this team. We can't play zone with this team, so we're just going to have to try our best as he walks into the end zone. Touchdown Wildcats. They're going to go up 21-7. See if we can get up and over the top here. They have their linebacker out on Bernard.
quarterback's throwing away from heat.
We're going to throw it up, another pick. Oh, boy. Bryson comes up, makes the tackle. Just trying to make something happen when there is nothing there. We just got to live to fight another day in that situation. And it is getting awfully ugly, 41-7. We're just going to let this one roll out. Woof, that was ugly. 48-7. We score on the first drive, and that was it. And there we go. I mean, you might say, oh, you're playing cake teams. Well, Bryson threw 4 picks. 2 of them were my fault. I will give him that. 2 of them were my fault. Rushing, we're average 3.3 yards. Receiving, obviously, nothing crazy. Defensively, we didn't play well either, but Javon Williams had 13 tackles. Townsville and Porter had 6, 5 for Hobson, Watkins, and Washington Jr. We only had 1 tackle for loss. We had 1 sack. We did have an interception, Jericho Washington, so the freshman playing well. But woof, what a horrible, horrible way to start. All right, week 2, looking to bounce back against Duke. Again, 81 overalls for Duke. On the road yet again, so hopefully we are able to play a little bit better than last week, in which, as you guys saw, got absolutely pounced by Northwestern. All right, we already start in the red zone. Look at that. Did we get a turnover or a big kick return? I think we got a turnover. Right.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he
That's
pass rush,
unfortunate. I tried to hold it, but
beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him.
we're just going to go ahead and hand it off this time. We have a bunch of room, a big spin move, dive into the end zone, touchdown, Owls. The option working to perfection there. We're going to run that a lot. I feel like it's just really fun for me to run it. Is mainly the big reason why we're going to go ahead and do so. But we'll see how it all pans out. We're going to pitch this one. We get stopped in the backfield. Benefield does not get around the corner. That was well played by them. We're going to go to a more conventional handoff here to Benefield. We're going to stretch it out, spin move back, and he's going to fight into the end zone. AJ, 0, finds his home. End zone, touchdown, Owls. And we are playing well early. I was about to say absolutely putting them to shame, but I didn't want to start that because, you know, if you've been around on the channel, I do not trust the sim factor of EA. So we can't just be declaring stuff over when we have EA doing their thing. We're going to get upfield Bryson, who has thrown 2 interceptions in sim already. That might make us go to the backup, and he's going to put it on the ground. Yep, he's done. We're going to go to the improviser. He's turned it over way too much. Way too much. Duke's going to have a chance to go get points late in the first half. Instead, they turn it over, so Bohannon's going to get an opportunity here to come in and show us what he's got. We're going to start with a screen pass here on 3rd and 8. We got a bunch of blocking downfield. We do have one more timeout. I should have checked that before I just decided to call it. But oh, the one thing that Bohannon doesn't have on our guy Bryson is accuracy. So we're going to be really struggling to throw the ball, I believe. No. That was so slow out of his break. Well, there's an interception to end the half. Not ideal. Well, I meant to jump into that. Whoops. 14-14. Again, everything was looking great. Bryson's throwing picks. We're deciding to go a different way, and then I throw a pick. The safety comes up, makes a really good play there on Jaquez Moore. 2nd and 10 here early in the third quarter. Very disappointing to not get points at the end of the half. He's going to slide to the right and then throw back out of bounds to throw it away. Trying to bring pressure in here. I'm going to bring Porter up. I'm going to drop him into this. Just make the tackle, and they're going to settle. Or not. They're going to go for it. I kind of love this, actually.
The Blue Devils will go for it on 4th down.
See what they come up with here. They're going to go read option. He's going to give it to the running back. He's going to break a tackle and get the first down. Had him, too. We had him. It's going to be inside zone here. There it is. Can we come up and make the tackle? We do. It's going to be 2nd and goal on the 1-yard line. Diving catch, that doesn't help any. Good Lord, when they're playing like that, we just hit the wrong button again and they go and score a long field goal, or a long touchdown, I mean. 28-14. We're going to keep our running back in here to block. Just don't have any time. Our crossing route did not get open near fast enough. We're going to have to go for it on 4th down. It's a 4th and 3. It's 31-14 now. We're going to pitch it to Benefield. He's going to get the first down. But we are running out of time to do a whole lot of anything right now. We're going to go right to our and picked. Oh, that throwing release was so long. And we're going to go ahead and get absolutely trounced again on the road. 38-14. We're up 14-0 after the first quarter. Again, just cannot sustain good starts is really what it's coming down to. 6 of 12 with 2 picks. Bohannon 5 for 27 with 2 picks. I mean, good Lord. Just nothing to really be excited about. Tackles for loss, only 2 again. We only had 1 combined sack. We had 2 picks this time. So it's again just a real big struggle here to start, which I kind of figured it would be, especially playing those higher level schools. I mean, they have 8 overalls on us at this point in time, so the fact that we're having any success is no short of a small miracle at this point in time. So we're actually going to get to 3 games. So we're going to go ahead and play FCS Midwest. I don't remember keeping them on our schedule, to be quite honest with you, but at this point, too late. Secondly, let's go get a win. All right, we're here at home against FCS Midwest, and it is 0-0, and we have to jump in on defense to get a stop here. They're going to hand it off. They're going to have the speed. Do they have the speed to get to the end zone? Speed and the power, apparently. Touchdown, Coyotes. Oh, Lord. Please not to an FCS school, man. Please. I think I was watching, was it Bengal? I think it was Bengal that I was watching his, he did a Navy series. And his second year at Navy, he ended up losing to an FCS team. And he was just an absolute shambles. Bryson, yet again in the game. I mean, we tried to make the change last week, and it didn't do much of anything. So we're just gonna go ahead and keep Bryson and just take the lumps with him, I guess. He's the more accurate one, and it's just gonna have to live with. Really just going to have to live with not being very good, I think. You know, coming in, I was hoping we could take some of those lower tier teams and, you know, get a couple wins, but it's just not looking that way. I mean, we're struggling with FCS Midwest. Like, we can't even block them, let alone an FBS team, so we might stay in the independent at this rate. Bryson's gonna step up, slide at the 5. We're going to pick up the 3rd down. That's realistically what we're probably going to have to rely on a lot. And Agent Zero finding the end zone, finding his home in the end zone. Touchdown, Owls. I was going to say, we're going to have to rely on Bryson's legs, not so much his arm and scoring points. And then Agent Zero, once we get down close, and Benefield, our running back. We're going to get home. We had 2 of our defensive linemen on the ground against the FCS school, which, oh boy, I can't get over this. You can't make it up. And Benyard went off the line. He cannot. We get our slant though. He ran into his own guy off the line, which was nice. That got him free. No turnovers yet for Bryson, which is a sight for sore eyes. But he's only thrown for about 76 yards, and as I say that, I throw an interception for him. Oh, I should have known better than to try on the run to get the ball into that. Quite frankly, I didn't see that guy sitting in that zone, so I thought he was wide open. Corner out. He's going to just throw it away. They're going to have to settle for points. It's going to be 13-10 though at half. Defense is going to need help already right out of the halftime break. We're really light in the box here to see if they run. They do not. We're going to throw it out to their receiver. It's going to be incomplete. Continue to hold them here. Make it only a 1-score game. They're going to hand it off. Not. Read option with their quarterback. He's going to take 2 absolute shots and hold on to the ball. So we'll see. We're going to bring the pressure. He's going to be sacked. And if they're going to settle for a field goal, maybe we can get a block here. That'd be cool. No block. He's going to sneak it in. 16-10. Coyotes over the Owls. We're going to have to hop into a 3rd down situation.
Coming from the 34, you wonder if this is 4-down territory. They'll try to get the first through the air.
I swore they guessed run, like committed run, but
On 3rd down.
we're play type.
Got it.
Interesting.
Field goal try would have been a 51-yarder. They'll opt instead to try to move the chains on 4th down.
And at the Benefield, he's going to fight for the first down. He's averaging 6.6 yards a carry, and we can't. Can't seem to move the ball, so I have a really bad feeling about this play. But we find our tight end. 3 picks for Bryson again, man. This guy just is a turnover machine. Granted, one of them was my fault, so I can't really blame the entire thing on him, but we're going to go ahead and hand it off to the first option there on the triple option. We should probably go to the option playbook a little bit. Run something besides the triple option. Benefield in the backfield. We're going to go to him. He's going to run a guy over. He's going to get down to the 3-yard line. Reed guy's way out there. So we're going to go ahead and just give it. Benefield's going to fight to the 2. Second and goal. We're going to go ahead and give Ashley an opportunity here to get a net touchdown. He goes up and over to score the touchdown, and that should give the Owls the lead. And just like that, we are now in a tough spot again defensively. Let's see if we can get a stop here. He holds on to the little drag route. Dilworth also has 2 picks today, so defense is... Our secondary is playing well, leads the team in tackles every game. And Dilworth's going to find the end zone on the read option. But our secondary's been playing well. We've had multiple interceptions each game, I believe. At least 1 per game. I know we had 2 last game. Maybe we only had 1 against Northwestern, but they're going to just do a little drop off. We're going to come up, make the tackle. They're going to have to punt it to us. And I'm not going to... Okay, down 5. I was just going to say I'm not going to get the... Nope, picked. Oh, my Lord. I saw him win off the line, and I just threw it. Not smart. Not smart at all. Ashley catches it, fights for the first down. We're going to make this the last possession. Oh, we should have kept that. Oh, what a juke move, though. We're going to go right back to that play. I should have kept it with the quarterback, but... We're going to get the first down with Bryson. It's going to be down to the 5-yard line. I do not like how they want us to throw it here. It's going to be a 2-minute timeout.
So special today. It seems like we see these unbelievably athletic quarterbacks all across the country, week in and week out, making plays like this.
Try to juke. That's okay, though, actually. Use more of that clock. I just don't trust our quarterback, our receivers getting across the field in time. Ashley's going to get stood up again, which is fine. I want...
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
We're going to pitch it out to Ashley. Does he have the speed? He does. Touchdown, Owls. We're going to go for 2. As our left guard is hurt, apparently. We're going to go for 2. Try to make it a 3-point game. Benefield's got to make a guy miss. We can't. Misread there by myself, but, I mean, the guy crashed hard. He just played the quarterback instead. Oh, my God. We just lost to FCS Midwest. I didn't even... Did I even get an option to play defense?
Really needs to take a long, hard look in the mirror right now and make a decision. What are we going to be? What am I about? What am I willing to do at this point of the season?
Bryson, 3 picks yet again. I mean, Benefield averaging 5.5 a carry. Defensively, I mean, nobody really stood out all that much. Hobson led it with 8, and then Halim.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollock, our entire broadcast.
3 tackles for loss,
This has been
3 sacks, 2 picks. Javen Williams had both of them today. Oh my lord. 0-3 for the Owls of Kennesaw State, and it's just not getting any better. And with that, we are going to end the episode. Again, with playing the moments, it's pretty tough to gauge how many games we're going to see a week. We got into 3 even with all the talking at the beginning because how quickly the first 2 went, because there was no second half moments because of the score and the situation and stuff like that. So 0-3 start for Kennesaw State is not ideal. But that's where we're at. So at the start of the next episode, we'll be in week 4, and we'll get a little update in recruiting to see where we're at there, and then we'll move on from there. I'm super excited about this series, truthfully. But this first season, man, is gonna be a grind just because we are bad, man. We are bad. We're going to have a lot of young players starting next year. But anyway, I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video today. Hit the subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment on if you like the idea. If you have any ideas on how to kind of tweak it as we go on, please let me know in the comments. I appreciate your support. As always, I hope you have a good day. I hope you had a great day. Spread the word. Peace.